shoot time because it's the one and only Shoot Brothers podcast, the only wrestling podcast in the universe, hosted by myself, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, Cameron Thunder Osborne.
Bang, bang.
And, we are here. The crisp autumn weather. You know, things are changing. Things get orange. Pumpkins start appearing out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. But, we're going to Saudi. We've got some Halloween Havoc. We're building the full gear. Everybody's getting busy. Because that's what wrestling is, man. No time off. Never, as we say. And that goes for us as well.
Honestly, I think the people who are doing the wrestling podcast are working just as hard as these athletes who are in the ring, right? You know, like we have to spend, Tommaso Ciampa doesn't have to kind of, collect his thoughts on what happened on Dynamite. No, he just focuses on, he just gets to focus on NXT. He gets to focus on one show. Imagine getting a focus on one show. Jeez, we're working harder than Tony Khan and Vince combined. Might be, but yeah, we have a great show. All that stuff. Not only, Mike, are we going to Saudi, but Mike, we are in Saudi as we speak.
Yes, as we speak.
Now,
12 o'clock Eastern on a Thursday. What better time? Obviously,
Now, I don't remember last time going to Saudi. I feel like definitely happened during the day, but was it on by noon, or has it just been kind of so long I kind of forgot?
I feel it might have been like 1 o'clock, but I feel like they always start around this time. I don't know what the exact conversion is, what time it's over there, but I imagine it's got to be around 6 or 7 p.m.
And we got 9 matches on the card, so it's not like it's not like this is a quick in and out.
No, and usually they build it up pretty big. The stage looks like a WrestleMania almost. So
have you seen photos? I haven't seen any photos yet, but I'm sure. Yeah, it always ends up looking like WrestleMania on crack.
Yeah, no, I haven't looked at anything yet, but I'll probably watch the show later tonight.
Of course, how can you not? Big matches. We got a Hell in a Cell. We got a big match with Roman Reigns and Brock. But God, why are we even talking about that? I guess that won't happen until next show. So let's get into the podcast this week then, shall we? Let's kick off the week the way that we always do, which is by crowning a brand new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week.
That's right. And I'm going to pull it out this week. A very rare occasion. It's been done before, but
it's been done.
About 1% of the shows has me.
Exactly. It's like a special appearance by Linda McMahon. When it happens, It's a big deal because she's never there.
All right. Well, yes, as we talked about the intro there, Saudi Arabia, that's the theme of the week, the big pay-per-view. And, it's not without controversy. We've had some wild tweets in the past, the famous CM Punk and the Saudi blood-covered dick, or whatever the wording was to The Miz.
Something like that.
But you know what? Let's put a positive spin on it this week, because for some people, this is very meaningful. So this week's Tweet of the Week comes from Mustafa Ali, who says, "Though I wish some of the circumstances were different, I'm still thankful that for the first time ever, 2 Muslims will have a singles match on a WWE pay-per-view. I'm thankful that for one night, Mansoor and I get to be what we wanted to see growing up."
That's nice to hear.
Yeah, at the end of the day, people, some are doing it for the money, some are doing it for the show, and it's nice that it means something to them, and there's going to be some genuine fans out there that see that as well, and they'll be like, hey, that's pretty cool.
And Mansoor gets a pop. He's gotten a pop every single time.
Yeah, the fans will be happy to.
The fans will be stoked. It's just like anytime you see a Canadian doing anything, you're like, yeah, Canadian. There's a Canadian playing in the World Series. You're like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'll hop on that. And so there you go. Mustafa Ali, have a good match, brother.
Congratulations to the champion. The way things have been going, I don't know if the I think the odds might be in Mansoor's favor, but who knows?
Who knows? Either way, should be fun. As long as, don't put it on the pre-show if they have a pre-show.
They do have a pre-show. I think it's an Usos Hurt Business match.
Okay, there you go. That's a good pre-show.
Yeah, that's a perfect match for the pre-show. Just enough that nobody watches. Let's move on with the week then, shall we? Because we're in Saudi now, but we weren't in Saudi then. We're live. It's Miami, Florida, the home of the
Miami Marlins?
Yeah, I was trying to think of something other than a sports team.
Okay.
Not, something else of note. Nothing came to mind, but on this Friday night, it is AEW Rampage.
Rampage. Rampage. Rampage. Rampage. Rampage. Rampage.
That's right.
So now this is the big night, folks. Let's catch you up to speed. Vince was like 30 more minutes, no commercials. And then Tony Khan was like 30, fucking hour, free for everyone on YouTube. So the pissing contest goes back and forth. So this is actually a special 2-hour edition of Rampage, 2-hour live edition of Rampage, I think.
Yeah, it looked live to me.
It wasn't taped. So it's cool that they're going back and forth with their Rampage. It seems like 1 in every 3 episodes are actually live. However, they are able to work it out, in the arenas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Whatever the schedule it is, whatever arena.
Mm-hmm.
This one actually looked kind of smaller than the average crowd. It seemed a bit more subdued, but still a hot crowd. Just, I don't know where they were. Doesn't matter. But anyways, they kick things off. Ty Conti takes on Santana Garrett. Good little match here. Just some, nice submission work. But eventually Ty takes over, hits those big pump kicks on the corner, and the DD Ty to get the win.
In a classic quick little match, 5 minutes, show off a little bit of skills. And they go. Ty Conti is probably one of these people who is racking up those wins on Dark.
Yeah, she's got to be in the top 5, I would think.
She's got to be in that top 5 of at least qualifiers for. I don't think Britt Baker has a match for Full Gear.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone. So.
Yeah, have to get that going.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, Bobby Fish takes on Lee Moriarty. Did I say it right?
You said it right.
Moriarty. Yeah. Just some nice traditional wrestling here. This Lee fella, he hangs in for a good while, but eventually Bobby just nails him with a massive head kick, and that gets the win.
Yeah, great. This was fun. This was a cool match. Bobby Fish, two weeks straight of Rampage matches, I think, or maybe he was on Dynamite. The week prior. Isn't it fun sometimes when there's a 0 build matchup and you're just like, whew, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But I got a feeling this next one is going to be all kinds of fun. Because the main event for this buy-in is what some would call a dream match. Because you got Minoru Suzuki taking on Bryan Danielson. And much like with the Kenny Omega match, you had holy shit chance before the bell even rings. So everyone was hyped. And they gave him lots of time here, about 20 minutes uninterrupted. And this was just a wrestling clinic. Just a bunch of great holds, reversals, the strikes, the chops, the kicks. This is wrestling. That's what the crowd was chanting.
Yeah, that was my favorite of the crowd chants. This is wrestling. I was like, no, I guess you're not wrong. No one can argue with you there.
I mean, yeah, but I understood what they meant. This is what wrestling's all about. Just great, takedowns, blows, chops, everything. Just beating each other, the shit out of each other. And they're asking for more. They're asking each other to one-up the hits. At one point, Suzuki literally just puts his hands behind his back, getting Bryan to get free shots on him. But, this thing was just... Suzuki at one point hits this forearm that is so stiff looking that Bryan just falls flat on his face, and Taz says, if you're watching TV and you're not watching this on YouTube, you're a dumbass. So some clear shots.
Yeah.
Sorry, you gotta be dumb as a box of rocks.
Yeah, he kept having to apologize. I could hear like there's somebody in his ear, like, stop insulting our
it's
viewers. He's like, sorry, I just gotta say. And he's like, you're
not so
dumb
subtle.
as a box of rocks. Oh, sorry.
But he was right. This was amazing, and they're just beating the shit out of each other. The crowd, they were chanting "C" a lot, so they must have been in a very southern.
We're in Miami.
You said we're in Miami. Oh yeah.
So I think that was a lot of fun, and then eventually the C chants took over the yes chants. There were more C's
just
than
like
yeses.
C, no, C, no.
Yeah.
So. Eventually both men just hit the ropes, building up a ton of steam, and Bryan ends up hitting that Busaiku knee to get the 3 count. So great win, hell of a fight, loved it.
Think Uncle Dave's gonna throw him the old 5 stars just cause?
I could see it.
I mean, if Daniel Bryan can somehow go on some unprecedented tear over the next 2 months.
5 stars 5 times in 5 months.
You know, if he can go, he would strongly be in contention for male wrestler of the year. He would have to be if he goes on some
even with that huge 6-month break.
With a 6-month hiatus, because he had banger, Mania main event, and then banger.
It's like when Mario Lemieux only played 40 games and still scored 100-something points.
There you go. He's doing the old Mario Lemieux. The old Mario Lemieux trick. Yeah, he's put himself in contention for this award.
Easily. Just based, even if you cut out his WWE half of the year, which was still pretty good. Some stuff there.
Oh, it was all. I mean, that whole thing was fucking. It was all those. It was the AJ matches, and then it was goddamn, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, you son of a bitch.
And Minoru Suzuki having a fun little run here.
Yeah,
he's in the country.
Who's been all over the place now. GCW. Other, those small promotions, he just shows up. Him and Joey Janela, I think they had a match somewhere. The bad boy.
I'm sure they did.
I'm sure
there was lots of weapons and violence.
Yeah, I think there was somebody somebody got thrown off something.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's go to the second half of this Rampage, because we're switching over to live television and kicking off with Matt Sydal taking on CM Punk. Like you said, this is kind of becoming the home of CM Punk Rampage. Mm-hmm. But yes, another big reaction, of course, for Punk. The honeymoon phase is far from over for him. And a good match. Just Matt gets a bunch of offense in. He's kicking Punk's head. He hits I believe it's his finishing move, the lightning spiral. But Punk barely kicks out of that. So Sydal comes running at Punk, but Punk picks him up and then hoists him up from there onto his shoulders, hits the GTS, and that, of course, gives him the win.
Matt Sydal, this high flyer, I feel like though this guy has had a match with all the biggest people on AEW. He's lost them all, but he's had the Cody matches, he's had the Kenny matches, he has a Pac match, he has the Andrade match. I feel like this guy is wrestling all the best people in the company.
He's like the Dolph Ziggler right now, kind of, in that role.
Yeah, he's pulling the old
good wrestler, but
he's pulling the old.
Is his brother in the company still?
Yeah, and I think the other one wears short, like trunks.
Okay,
I think that's
they look alike.
That's the difference. But this was CM Punk's longest match in AEW to date, almost 20 minutes.
And I forget, was he wearing pants or trunks?
He was wearing trunks.
There you go. So he's flip-flopping. He's all over the place.
He's keeping us on our toes.
Yeah. Let's go to Ruby Soho taking on the Bunny, who the Bunny hits this big German suplex off the second rope. So that was her big near fall, and then she tries to follow up with the rabbit hole, I think they call it. But Ruby counters with a backslide and gets a 3 count off that. But then
off a little backslide.
But Penelope Ford comes out after, beats her up. Bunny grabs Ruby, and then Penelope hits her in the face with the brass knuckles. Ooh. So, Ruby needs to find a buddy. maybe a Sarah Logan of some sort. I don't know.
That would be fun for everybody. But I think these three plus a Jade Cargill type are TBS champion potentials, right? Because we have this championship coming up. They will be announcing sort of how the bracket will work, I think this week on Dynamite.
Cool. Yeah, another Saturday Dynamite this week.
Another one. Yeah, is that because of baseball? Do we assume?
It's I think it might be, it's either I might have heard it's on hockey because hockey's on TNT now.
Oh, right. They got Wayne. They got Gretz.
Yeah, he's taking shots at Barkley or something.
Oh, really?
See that?
Wait, is Charles?
Yeah.
Wait, don't tell me Charles Barkley is doing.
He does everything. I don't
he's
think
doing
he's there.
NHL coverage. He couldn't pronounce half the names in the league.
I think he's just there for fun. Like they had him standing in a hockey net and Gretzky shot foam pucks at him.
Just fucking just fucking buried him every time.
I think they even heard they're going to bring Shaq on a couple times.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh boy.
God damn it, Wayne! What are you doing? Because see, Michael Jordan would never do
Wayne's...
commentary for TNT, right? No, but I'm saying they're the best of the both.
Oh, I know.
You know, like
Wayne, he's just a sloppy drunk. He'll do anything.
I know. He should have taken more of the "I am the best ever" mentality versus
just release a sneaker and be a billionaire for life.
Exactly right. Wayne Gretzky tried to go like I'm just a kid from fucking Brampton or whatever. Be like, no, you're the greatest player who will ever play the sport. So fucking be that.
He just wants to open a winery and drink wine all day
and do cocaine with Dustin Johnson. I don't know. Can you really blame him? Next up on the match, we have this big, finally, American Top Team kind of making their presence known. So we have the Inner Circle taking on the Men of the Year and Junior Dos Santos. Men of the Year, of course, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. And Junior Dos Santos, former UFC heavyweight champion, legitimate former heavyweight UFC champion. Probably the last one we've seen since Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, in the wrestling world. And of course, that pisshead Dan Lambert comes out and just screams at the crowd, who just boo the hell out of this man more and more every week. He is. Yeah, he's one of the biggest heels in the business.
Oh, possibly one of the biggest negative crowd reactions we've had. The biggest, I feel like this year, the biggest positive crowd reactions and the biggest negative crowd reactions we have heard from this AEW fan base. Very passionate. But let's not forget, American Top Team Dan Lambert. This is a legitimate MMA operation. This isn't some rinky-dink. When they say amateur wrestling, they were an NCAA amateur wrestling. Like, no, this is a major organization which houses some of the best athletes in the sport.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
No, hey, they got some credibility there, and the match was good, fast pace. Sammy Guevara stealing the show, just flying all over. But yeah, Junior Dos Santos, he gets in there and shows he can mix it up. He's using that fighting background, just kind of, wrestling like a fighter. Lots of, so that they tag in Jake Hager, and he squares up so they can kind of match that MMA style, and they just fight their way out to the floor. Hager picks up Santos with a huge Uranagi through the timekeeper's table, and Santos, he jumped super high on this one, almost landed on his head, but I'll give him credit. Good bump.
Yeah, good bump.
Yeah, breaks the timekeeper's table. The girl, they're standing there, almost got hit. She barely got out of the way in time, the timekeeper. But back in the ring, Jericho, he gets Scorpio Sky locked into the walls of Jericho. And then this pink-haired woman, Paige Van Zandt, comes up, jumps on the apron, distracts the ref, and then Jorge Masvidal comes in with a big flying knee to Jericho's head behind the ref's back. And Scorpio Sky covers him, gets the 3 count. So big upset there. American Top Team, they all just celebrate, beat the shit out of Jericho some more. And then Santana and Ortiz run out to make this save. So Inner Circles, I mean, they never broke up, but they're back together. Standing tall together.
Yeah, standing tall together at least. Well, remember, Jorge Masvidal was the one who delivered the fastest knockout in UFC history. delivering
the flying knee to the head?
the flying knee to the head of Ben Askren. You know, there's some legitimacy there, and so yeah, if Jorge Masvidal runs across the ring and knees you in the head, you're not getting up from that. And like, you know, it makes sense in this kind of weird way. I mean, this whole show was fucking action packed. I felt, you know, and all the other matches, this whole card, were super clean. Or sorry, the finishes, rather. Sorry. So we have some shenanigans here at the end. It doesn't feel overbooked or anything like that. We get the post-match beatdown, rather. So, you know, this isn't over. Looking forward to, you know, more of this kind of MMA Jericho kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll up the ante, have a 5-on-5 next time so they can get some more fighters in there.
Yeah. And this Paige Van Zant, you know, the way that she's kind of incorporated on the American Top Team side, which would have to mean that the Inner Circle would need, you know, their own member to match up with her. Could be exciting who that could be.
Yeah. Who could it be?
Who could it be? Yeah, who kind of, you know, a woman in the division joined the Inner Circle. We've been asking for fucking Naomi to join the Bloodline for months now.
Yeah. But that was it here. Action-packed, 2-hour Rampage.
2-hour Rampage. That's the way that these things go. They're always action-packed and not too crazy. Let's move on, because at the exact same time, whose dick's bigger, baby? Let's get into SmackDown Live. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, we used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. So
Super SmackDown.
Yeah, so was it a free 30 minutes before or after? It was after.
After, yeah.
Right.
So an extra 30 minutes uncut commercials.
So that means that SmackDown tonight was running from 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., but Rampage was running from 9 to 11.
Yeah, so
okay.
Some overlap on both sides. Which is fantastic. This episode of SmackDown kicks off with our, probably what, 13, 14? No, not that much. I'm going to say 9-time world champion, Edge? 11.
11. That wasn't close.
Yes.
Okay, that was
You're
close. Huge ovation for him because, of course, he is challenging Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match at Crown Jewel. We get a little recap of the last 2 weeks. Seth Rollins doing the old breaking into your house, drinking your booze and passing out on your couch kind of thing, which is the ultimate level of disrespect.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Edge just promises to bring pain and violence. And, yeah, I think we'll hear from Seth a little later. But before that, we got to get going on this King of the Ring because we got the semifinals here. Finn Balor taking on Sami Zayn. But as we spoiled the week before, Sami is not welcome in Saudi Arabia, so...
odds are low that he'll win, but El Generico might be.
Yeah, and hey, at least we got a pretty good match here. They got to go more than 2 minutes, and yeah, you know, some big topes to the floor. Balor's in control. He looks for the coup de grace. Sami Zayn knocks him off the ropes, rolls him up, puts his feet on the ropes, but the ref catches him. So this allows Balor to try again. He hits the coup de grace the second time. Gets the win, advances to the finals of the King of the Ring.
Advances to the finals, where he will meet Jinder Mahal and Xavier Woods on the other side. Dude, is it just me, or did this tournament start and now it's over?
Yeah, I mean, it was only 8 persons on each bracket, where they've done 16.
Like, I don't know, isn't it? I'm trying to think, why do I not really care about what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's nuts.
Yeah, very little hype towards the entire thing. I mean, they previewed Rhea Ripley coming to the main roster for longer than they previewed the Hell in a Cell and the Queen's Crown tournament on the other side. I feel like we talked about Rhea Ripley arriving more than this.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Lacey Evans walking down the aisle and turning
She walked down the aisle for 4.5 months.
Oh, well, let's go to some women's action because Naomi is set to take on Sonya Deville. So I was excited for this one. They did a good job, building up the last month, the tension between these two. And we haven't seen Sonya in the ring in well over a year. But then Sonya comes out in her suit and says, "Ha! Guess what, Naomi? You're not going to be facing just me, but Shayna Baszler as well." So, hey, at least she's still wrestling Sonya, but it's a handicap match. But it appeared to be a tornado tag handicap match because there was no tagging going on at all. They were just both in the ring at the same time.
Either somebody forgot the stipulation or Vince was like, "What do they do on Dynamite? They're always just in the ring together." And then maybe they're trying to book a match like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think Vince calls Dynamite? Do you think he calls it like over there? Or do you think he says like, what do you think he calls it?
He probably doesn't mention it. He just,
probably doesn't even,
people,
Okay.
Other people say things.
I'm curious sometimes.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so Shayna and Sonya just double team Naomi. She's trying to fight back, but Sonya just hits her big knee to the head. Naomi has a little comeback. The crowd gets fired up, but she's just too outnumbered. And Shayna puts Naomi in the Kirifuda clutch, knocks her out, and then Sonya just puts her foot on her chest to pin her. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got the old bait and switch, and we were switched out with Shayna Baszler. I guess we've been kind of rebuilding Shayna Baszler, I think, since her separation from Nia Jax.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Got a lot of heat for Sonya Deville. Lot of heat.
And at least Sonya was in the match. She did some moves, so hopefully that means she'll just start fighting soon, start wrestling.
Was it SummerSlam 2020 was the last we saw of Sonya Deville in the ring? There was that hair versus hair match that never happened.
Yeah, that's where it was supposed to take place.
Right,
and then,
right.
So yeah, been a while. Seth Rollins comes out to give his rebuttal to Edge and do some cackling, and but the crowd was chanting Harley Quinn at him because of his jacket. Had that red and black diamond.
Yeah, what's that pattern called?
Harlequin? I think that might be.
I don't think it's called Harlequin.
Harlequin, yeah.
Really?
And that's why the character named herself after it.
Oh.
Yeah. Harley Quinn is like a play on Harlequin.
Fuck, dude. You don't just learn wrestling on this show, apparently.
Because Freddie Mercury used to wear that outfit long before Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Long before go fuck yourself, Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Harley Quinn, who was invented on the animated series.
Yes.
One of the few characters.
Yes, voiced by Tara Strong.
Hey, who's that?
A very prominent female voice actress. Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, let's continue on with the strong females here because we've got Carmella taking on Zelina Vega, Queen's Crown semifinal match here. So Carmella, she's trying to work over Vega's arm, so Zelina fights back and hammers away on Carmella's face. So she freaks out, runs to ringside to have her protective mask put on. But then Liv Morgan shows up, and she's holding the mask in her hand. So Carmella runs away and runs right into an inside cradle from Vega, and she gets a 3. Zelina Vega is going to the finals.
To the finals, baby!
Yeah, I mean, after years of toiling away, she's finally put together some wins at the most opportune time.
Yeah, so. After however many losses straight, she just gets 2 in a row, and then that's all you need, apparently.
I mean, I wanted Liv Morgan to win, but I'm happy that Vega made the finals. That's a nice surprise for me. Finally pushing her.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It seems. But again, yeah, it was another 2-minute match, so that part sucks.
2.5?
2.5. Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss come out for another boring edition of Happy Talk. And yeah, they get the what treatment.
Yeah, I don't like this thing at all.
Terrible jokes. Anyways, Rick Boogs interrupts with Nakamura. Then the Street Profits come out because they're fighting the Usos in a street fight for the tag titles. So just kind of forget that Happy Talk ever happened. Yeah, we get a pretty good match here. Just fast-paced, lots of action. Montez Ford just flipping, jumping all over the place, getting everyone hyped up. Of course, we get the kendo sticks. Some chairs, bunch of things. Yeah, getting hit into people's faces. Montez hits the big frog splash, but he gets yanked out of the ring to break up the pin and then slammed through a table on the floor. So Dawkins is all alone back in the ring, and the Usos hit the double Uso splash to get the 3, retain the titles. But good hard-fought match here.
Oh, this was great. The Usos, remember they had that string a few years ago where it was just them in the bar and then the New Day. Kind of the 3 of these teams just going back and forth with classics. And it seems like any time, the Usos can put on, and we saw one, it was I think it was like a Hell in a Cell. Maybe we had a TLC match somewhere around there. The Usos are great at these opportunities where they can really both work together in a without kind of necessarily having to tag when things don't have to end by DQ. These guys are fantastic. Some of the best in WWE, I have to say.
Some of the best ever.
On all timers, all fucking timers.
I think I had the Usos in my top 5 when we did that.
Mm-hmm.
Street Profits, they can definitely hold their own. Keep doing things like this, you can heat this tag division up. But we always say that, and it never happens. So,
never happens.
But, hey, we got a main event for you because Becky Lynch taking on Sasha Banks. Bianca Belair on commentary. And, I think a lot of us were thinking, I know this match is going to end. But maybe not. We'll see. Because this is your 30-minute bonus of SmackDown. Maybe this is, things are different here.
We were popping right off into the that final half hour.
Yeah. So this was just awesome. The crowd was split. Even though they're both heels, they're cheering for both of them. 2 of the best in the history of the business. We got lots of time here, 20 minutes or so, just some great wrestling. Sasha doing a bunch of meteoras. At one point, Becky avoids it, and she just slams her knees hard into the ring post. So Becky takes advantage of that. And just momentum shifts back and forth. Never a dull moment in this one. Just lots of big near falls. They fight outside the ring at one point. Sasha ducks a punch from Becky, who ends up hitting Bianca down. So then Sasha just comes flying in off the announce table. Big knee to Becky and drags her back in the ring. Or she tries to pull Becky back into the ring, but Becky's hanging onto the ring post. So Belair comes up and whips her in the hand to get her to release. And that allows Sasha to hit the backstabber and get the 3 count. She pinned Becky.
The champ!
I didn't think we were going to get a pin. I thought this was going to get thrown out. And I can't ever remember Sasha winning off the backstabber. So that was a bit of a surprise, too.
I don't really remember Becky ever winning off that man slam. But hey, new shit's got to happen. This was a pay-per-view quality main event on television with no commercials. They fucking... Whoever booked this, what are we looking at? Who's back there? TJ Wilson?
Maybe him,
they did this the right way. Especially they put the two of the biggest people in the company at when you tell them, hey, you're gonna want to pay attention, and they fucking knocked it out of the park.
Yes, amazing match. We got a finish. It was pretty much clean. I know there was a little hair whip there, but I'll take it. But that wasn't quite it for the night, because after that, Adam Pearce gets in the ring, and we bring out Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the old Universal title contract signing.
Ooh, gotta sign a contract. Bring out the table. Bring out the nice scrim that wraps itself around the table.
Oh, that's what that's called.
That's what that's called.
Scrim.
Mm-hmm. Can't forget scrim.
So Roman, he signs first. And then Lesnar just quickly signs without even looking at it. He's just sitting down. He's all relaxed. He's got his feet up on the table. And Reigns is like, you some kind of farmer, dumbass. You just sign it without even reading it. And then Brock tells Roman, I already read it this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman. And then, ooh, goes the crowd. And Lesnar just laughs and walks off. And Paul Heyman doesn't know what to do. So, hey, the tension is there.
Like it's an episode of Springer now, and Paul Heyman is two-timing the both men, cucking.
Yeah.
He's cucking Roman.
Cucking, and I think he said something along the lines of he'll walk into Crown Jewel with the champ and he'll walk out with the champ, but he didn't say who is going to be the champ. Mr. Paul Heyman.
Mr. Paul Heyman.
But that was the Super Smackdown. Fun fact, there was actually more women's matches on this show than men's matches.
Wow. Finally, SmackDown doing something
Yeah.
good. But I think the big ask, right? We had this big crossover time, Brock Lesnar, the biggest thing to happen in professional wrestling ever. This final segment happened to intersect with over on the other brand there, Ruby Soho taking on the Bunny. So there would have been a choice. You could have watched, hey, do we want to watch Roman and Brock? Or do we want to watch Ruby and the Bunny?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm given the choice, I'll usually watch the wrestling over the talking, depending on who it is.
I think a lot of people agreed with you. They
I prefer the
tied.
action.
They tied.
In the demo?
In the rate,
Or
however
viewers?
the fucking ratings work, all that bullshit. In the demo,
Yeah.
18 to 49, they tied. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's cool.
But still had a million less people watching because, of course, this is fucking Fox, so, it's a big-time network.
Yeah. Well, this week it was on FS1. So they had
FS1,
less
sorry.
viewers. Yeah.
Weird.
But they still all the same. And
Of course.
Yeah, you know how they love. They love talking about the demos.
They love demos, baby. That was SmackDown, though. Great show as our last SmackDown before Crown Jewel.
Yes.
Cool.
Should we jump right into Dynamite?
Let's do it. All Elite Wrestling Dynamite.
AEW. All Elite. They coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Live. TNT. Who knows? Who knows at this point? But we have a big card coming up. We do have this, Full Gear is on the horizon. We have somewhere to go. We're getting the announcement of a championship #1 contender tournament bracket, which will be very exciting.
Yeah.
I think eventually culminating at Full Gear. So we'll hear a little bit more about that later.
That's right. But this is Saturday night. Dynamite. So let's start off with a hot match. Malachi Black taking on Dante Martin. And CM Punk doing commentary again for whatever reason. I'm not...
He's done commentary a couple times now.
Yeah, I mean, he's not bad at it, but, I mean, we already got a 3-man booth. 4-man booth gets pretty full. But, hey, whatever. It's fine. Doesn't matter, because the wrestling is good. Malachi Black just hitting some nice, deep Ricky Steamboat-style arm drags early on, which look good. Dante Martin, he's getting this little push.
Mm-hmm.
Who's his partner? I forget. Is he injured or something? We haven't seen him in a long time.
Who's the partner?
I forget.
Oh, shit. I didn't even...
Top Flight?
Oh, yeah, you're
It's like
right.
Darius or something?
You're
I don't
right. You're right. Yeah, I totally
He's
forgot about
been
this
gone
guy.
so long.
Yeah, I totally forgot about him.
Dante's just pulling away from the pack here, but hitting some big moves, reverse Hurricane Ranas, big high flying, Rana off the top rope. But eventually Black gets a hold of him, hits the back heel kick to get the win and remain undefeated. But great showing from Dante.
Yeah, they're still not calling it anything, that Black Mass.
No, it's the back
unfortunately.
heel kick.
We we need a name for it.
Yes, please. Something. Just something with the word black in it. Doesn't have to be Black Mass, Black Hole, Black anything.
Yeah, the black hole, the black ending,
Black tar heroin.
the black
No.
the black heroin. But did you notice, when Malachi Black was walking away, Dante Martin started there in the middle of the ring, and Malachi Black gives him the little nod. Did you see that?
Oh.
Yeah, I think this Dante Martin kid, they're pushing him in the right way, I think. And now with Leo Rush as his new kind of advisor, watching along from ringside. He's got the kid. The kid's got it. It's coming together.
We go backstage for a minute where the Elite just kind of all jump. The Jurassic Express beat them up.
A couple super kicks here and there.
Yeah, all over. But then the Inner Circle all come out to the ring for the first time in a while, just fully united. And
they're all wearing their nice leather vests. They're all their little matching vests.
Their gear, their gang colors. But one thing I noticed, Sammy Guevara, he does have a small customization done to the TNT title.
Oh, what's
If you
that?
Noticed
No.
the letters now behind the TNT letters. It's all sparkly diamonds instead of just gold.
Oh, okay.
So it's
yeah.
Slightly different. Yeah, it looks cool. But anyways, they all just kind of cut promos, crowds cheering for them. They mention American Top Team, who then come out, and Dan Lambert cuts a promo. You can barely even hear the man over the boos. So Jericho just calls him a fat-faced dipshit, and crowd starts chanting that at him.
Classic Chris Jericho insult, because it sounds similar to what a 9-year-old's insult would be.
Well, he doesn't stop there, because then he talks about Paige Van Zant, and he says he wouldn't touch her with her husband's genitalia. And says, what kind of filter do you use on Instagram? Claridon, Juno, Bimbo, or Bitch? So this was like this sounded like a 1999 Chris Jericho talking to Stephanie McMahon.
yeah, which he did last week too, right? He's really going
dropping
hard
out
on
the word bimbo, and
yeah.
I mean, this poor woman. We just met her, and he's already
already burying her.
Yeah, but he ends up offering a challenge, 5-on-5. Let's have the two groups fight. So Lambert says, "Yeah, maybe we can do that on our terms. I'll let you know next week."
Great. We'll see.
But like he said, we need someone to. We have another Paige on the roster.
Oh,
this woman,
fuck. So we got Paige. We got Paige's cages.
Yeah, now we need someone to fight her, though.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Is it somebody, who's already on the roster? Somebody who's going to be coming up?
Don't know.
Be nice to see.
Serena Deeb? She's solid. But let's go to some tag team wrestling here. Lucha Brothers taking on Las Superanas, who are these super frogs. They're Andrade got to pick a team and to challenge Lucha Bros for the AAA titles. So these masked men in these full green body costumes come out.
They kept promoting it as the little image they have before the match, wherever. So it was like AAA and AEW World Tag Team Champions Lucha Brothers versus a masked tag team, and then within brackets, known only to be close friends of Andrade El Diolo. It was like they're really selling. It was like, only he knows. Wink.
Yeah. They looked kind of like the Vancouver Canucks, the Green Men, those fans that they had.
Yeah, the green suit guys
during that playoff run. But anyways, they come out in these suits, but CM Punk, he's not buying it. He's like, what? That's FTR. I can see right there. And early on, the mask gets ripped off. So, yes, he was right. But, that doesn't affect the match because, just some good wrestling. Some great tag team wrestling here. Phoenix flying all around. He jumps off Penta's shoulders, onto a rope, onto his opponent. Just doing everything. But then Tully Blanchard comes running out to distract the ref just as Phoenix is going for a moonsault. So Phoenix does the moonsault, but Dax hits him midair with the title belt. Perfect timing. Right to the face. And then he follows up with a big brain buster, gets a 3 count. New AAA champs.
New
FTR.
AAA champs. Huh?
Yeah. That was wasn't clean, but it was a big surprise, and I liked it. Great match. Cool finish. That moonsault title shot midair, that was cool.
And this is one thing, I think a few weeks ago we thought FTR, wasn't there a chance that they were done? After Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler's weird injury thing.
Arm? Yeah, that was scary.
And then they were like, hey, I might not wrestle anymore. This put an end to the Lucha Bros' 853-day reign as champions.
Wow.
It's been 2.5 years since these guys took an L with these championships, and it happened to the most non-AAA wrestling team
yeah, that
ever.
was the biggest surprise.
Ever. These guys, wasn't their previous gimmick no jumps,
no flips,
just fists. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and it happens in AEW. I feel like AAA doesn't even really care about their belts because AEW just has half of them, and we wrestle over them.
I don't think AAA has had like an event since that one. Remember when Ric Flair was there with it was the Andrade.
Kenny.
Yes, Andrade Kenny or it was like Triple Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, I guess they probably don't have regular shows right now. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like these guys do a show kind of every few months. But not too much. Kenny Omega's still the champion over there.
Yeah. And their belts look kind of flimsy looking. They look like very thin.
They look like they could fall apart at any moment.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to Wheeler, Utah, taking on Jon Moxley. And Moxie's just in a foul mood. Takes it out on Wheeler, just squashes him and hits the Paradigm Shift, gets the easy win.
Just an obliteration. Is this showing us a less patient, more frustrated, angry Jon Moxley?
Yeah, and I think at some point within the next year or so, I think Jon Moxley, he'd be ready to turn heel.
He could.
And I think, he's already been the world champ, and he kind of hasn't been in the mix since losing it, so maybe that's his way to get back in. He's got to get bad, get angry.
Yeah, no, you're right. If he wants to get himself back into this world title picture, he has to, start being a little selfish, maybe.
Yeah. We go backstage. Serena Deeb is being interviewed, but she gets attacked by Hikaru Shida. So it looks like this feud will continue after that excellent match they had last week.
Yes. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. But then the Young Bucks and Adam Cole take on Evil Uno, John Silver, Adam Reynolds. Just a fun 6-man match here. Everyone getting their little moments. Evil Uno even does a Mankind Mick Foley impression at one point when he pulls this sock out. Just shoves it on his hand right into Matt's mouth.
Crowd starts going nuts for Socko.
Yeah, that was crazy. That also made me think, is that a subtle hint? Mick Foley? All Elite? Who knows?
Is Mick Foley all elite?
I don't know.
Is he going to lead the Dark Order?
I mean, Mr. Socko is a very WWE.
Well, a very character-specific thing to do.
Yeah.
That'd be like, doing like the Undertaker kind of thumb across the throat thing. It's a very specific, very specific move.
So that was fun. Like you said, the crowd loved it. They were chanting for Socko, but Adam Cole ends up super kicking him, breaking up the hold. But the match just was hot. The crowd was loving it, chanting, "This is awesome," biting on every near fall. Until eventually Reynolds eats the Panama Sunrise, then a BTE trigger, and then the boom. And that's just too much for any man. So the Super Elite get the win.
It's too much for any man to handle.
Yeah.
Adam Cole hasn't seen anything in the last column
Nope.
for a little while, and I feel like he won't for a little while. Is Adam Cole the way the Elite kind of forms itself, right? Is Adam Cole more looking towards booking towards the TNT Championship right now? Because eventually, if Adam Cole keeps getting W's, he just kind of shoots up those power rankings. But Kenny versus Adam Cole, that can't happen.
No, and I don't think it will. I don't think they'll have time to get to that because I don't think Kenny's going to be the champ for much longer.
He might not even be the champion for that much longer.
Yeah, so, Adam Cole versus Sammy Guevara, that could be a great TNT title feud to do.
Well, hey, that belt will probably be on the line at Full Gear, so really just how do you want to make it happen?
We'll see. But Arn Anderson, we kind of go off-site here. He brings Cody. He brings Cody to this warehouse storage locker type place where they open it up and the Nightmare Family rookies are just in there waiting for him. And they tell Cody, you know what? Arn's right. Red Velvet says, you've been acting like an arrogant piece of shit. Slaps him in the face. And they've got a ring built right inside this location here. So Arn just has all the young guys just beat up Cody one-on-one. They're just going after him in the ring. And Cody just gets up. He's all pissed off. Says, "What the hell are we doing here? I ain't learning shit." And then Arn shows him a picture of Dusty and himself after one of their bloody battles. And he's just like, "Come on, Malabla, yeah, do this to Malachi Black or something." So, yeah, still trying to hype him up.
Which means Cody, Malachi Black? Is this still happen? Is this some kind of
Part 3? Yeah, I guess
some kind of match where I guess eventually Cody goes over?
If he does, it has to be by nefarious means, in my opinion.
When's he?
Gotta get that heel Cody.
Yeah, we're talking about heel Cody. When's this gonna happen?
I don't know, but I mean, Arn's getting frustrated with him, so something's got to give.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no bigger heel than MJF, who comes out next to the big heat and, just insults the Miami crowd and announces himself for his entrance here because he's facing Darby Allin. Or he says he is, but Darby's not actually in the building, so he just insults him, and Wardlow drags out a ref. MJF demands that the ref counts to 10, and if Darby doesn't come out, he has to raise his hand. So the ref starts counting, but when he reaches number 9, the lights go out. Sting appears. He's got his baseball bat, so MJF just shoves Wardlow into him, and he gets nailed. Takes the hit while MJF runs off.
It's Sting!
Yeah, so that's, I'm sure, will be a full gear MJF versus Darby.
Yeah.
Or maybe even tag match MJF and Wardlow versus
Two of the pillars.
Darby Sting.
Two of the pillars.
Two of the pillars, yeah. If they're facing each other diagonally, that table can stand on 2 legs. Women's action here. Kiera Hogan takes on Penelope Ford. And, solid little match. Kiera hits some big moves, a nice superplex. But Penelope fights back, hits a big springboard cutter, and then she applies the Muta lock. And Hogan's got nowhere to go, taps out.
The Muta lock. Never heard of that before.
Invented by Muta over in Japan.
Yeah, I gathered that.
I don't know. But, so she taps her out, and then afterwards Ruby comes out, attacks Penelope, getting some revenge for the brass knuck.
For the night before, right? Kind of keeping this going too, and staring down the bunny at the very end of it. Love it or hate it, the AEW's building those secondary women's programs in the division, right?
Yeah,
the one part of the roster that they've really been lacking from, main event, fantastic. Mid card with Miro has been, new Sammy Guevara shit, but mid card fantastic, tag division fantastic. Women's,
Yeah, still, hopefully the second championship will allow for,
exactly,
you need multiple feuds going on.
More things, right? You know what I'd love to see from the TBS championship? I'd love to see the weekly challenger thing. Cody did that with the TNT title last summer. Just like fucking every week. We're like, who wants it now? And then somebody comes out, and then you win. Or however it goes. I don't know. I don't book wrestling shows, Mike.
Sometimes we do.
Well,
part-time. But Tony Schiavone's in the ring here to interview the number 1 contender, Hangman Adam Page. And they talk about, of course, the big fight coming up against Kenny at Full Gear. And they go over all the history they have together. Hangman just cutting a passionate promo here. The big journey, this opportunity here, and going through hell, losing that first opportunity at the title, and, the fans always being there for him, and chanting cowboy shit all along the way. So he promises he's going to give everything he has at Full Gear.
Okay.
Yes, obviously I just summed it up, but it was a great promo. He did a great job here.
It really was. It was probably certainly the biggest, most memorable promo of his career. He was passionate, told his story, taking time away so he can raise a beautiful son. Anytime somebody describes a little boy as beautiful, it kind of makes me giggle. But, almost putting him in a position where he has to beat Kenny at Full Gear. He's the heart and
I think so.
Adam Page is the heart and soul of AEW. He has been since its inception. Maybe it's time to crown him and let him run as the top dog.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, Kenny, he's won a ton of matches, had a great reign, and I mean, if he's gonna, if he cheats to win against Adam Page, I'll be like, oh, come on.
That's heat.
That's heat, but I mean, eventually you gotta take the pot off the stove.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, we're all looking forward to that Full Gear main event.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we got a good main event for you tonight. Bryan Danielson taking on Bobby Fish. Two of the new toys, undefeated, going at it. And I mean, both men just wrestling the night before. Bryan putting on a bit of a more, had to work a bit harder. But hey, two good wrestlers here. They can do it on one night's rest. Bobby wrestles well, but wasn't quite as intense as the Suzuki match. But both men going for submissions. Bobby hits a big avalanche Falcon's arrow, but then Bryan fights back, goes after the weakened leg, and locks in this wicked heel hook. Nasty torque. And that forces Bobby Fish to tap out. So another big win for the American Dragon.
And these, I think we knew we were going to get, we're going to expect a technical wrestling clinic between these two guys. And it was exactly that. Guys who are familiar with the New Japan style of performance. It seems as though all of Daniel Bryan's matches so far have been with people who have excelled in New Japan themselves. I think the ultimate him showing up at the Tokyo Dome is just a how. How do we get definitely Daniel Bryan in the Tokyo Dome?
Not even how, just when. No one cares how.
Just when.
But yeah, I think this is his third victory now, and they've all come with different moves. You know, he used the cattle mutilation, and then the heel hook, and then the Busaiku knee, so he hasn't even won with the yes lock yet, the labella.
He hasn't even won with the labella lock, which I think he almost applied it, and then Excalibur called it something else.
He didn't call it the labella?
I think he called it something else.
The crossface.
No, it was a little more specific, but I didn't kind of catch it really. I didn't really want to go back. But yeah, Bryan Danielson is winning matches, winning good matches. That's all it is. It's I don't know how you differently book somebody to win. Just have them win every match, but have every match be really good. Is that what they're going into it with? I can't wait. It leaves me just I can't wait to see who Bryan Danielson wrestles next week. I have no clue who it's going to be.
We said it earlier. Even with taking the entire spring and summer off, he's still in contention for Wrestler of the Year.
Honestly, and it seems like his next match could be really against anyone, and he'll get a great match out of them.
Well, I'll tell you what his next couple matches will be, because at the end here, they reveal the brackets for the World Title Eliminator Tournament. So you got 10, Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Powerhouse Hobbs, Dustin Rhodes, Bryan Danielson, Lance Archer, and Eddie Kingston, with the finals concluding at Full Gear. So your next Daniel Bryan match, that'll be Bryan versus Dustin Rhodes in the first round.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, Dustin, we've all seen he can turn back the clock, pull out a 5-star match when necessary. So, give him and Bryan 10, 12 minutes, they'll put on a great match.
And the way that this bracket itself is built leads down to the end of the road of possibly Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley.
Yeah, well, if you remember that image we shared last week of Tony Khan's clipboard, that match was written down, Moxley versus Bryan.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess we'll have to, post Full Gear, we'll have to revisit that photo and see how much of it is legitimate. Because wouldn't that be the ultimate swerve? He puts Moxley versus Danielson on a piece of paper, we see it, they build the bracket, so that's what we think, and then we don't get it.
Bam!
Yeah, it's just fucking us around at every turn. That'd be a lot of fun. But that was your Dynamite. Hey, that's probably the first half of the show. Mike, should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back because we have, of course, the conclusion, we need to finalize this King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournament, and we need to finish some things before we go to Saudi, so stick around.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Back here, part 2 of the podcast here, folks. Thanks for sticking out through The break. God, Saudi Arabia is happening right now.
That's right.
I know. Honestly, I might probably, as soon as we finish the podcast, I might just kind of go up and start watching that show, before I have to head to work for myself. But there's plenty of more wrestling action throughout the week that we need to get to. So let's get to this week's edition of Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Where we have our final sort of rounds in the King of the Ring tournament. Remember Goldberg? Yeah. Goldberg. And what else? Charlotte Flair is still our queen. This week's episode of Monday Night Raw kicks off with Charlotte, our queen, coming out to give a little promo about how, she's the best. I'm going to retain this, that, the other. Eventually, Bianca Belair joins her down at the ring as promised.
Yeah, she has some flowers in her hair.
Because
bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Look cool.
She wants to take the title. She wants to take the championship away from Charlotte Flair.
Tonight.
What?
They're going to fight for it.
Okay.
They're going to have a main event match. They saw what SmackDown did with Sasha and Becky. They said, oh, yeah, we can do it.
We can do that.
Yeah. So there's your big main event. But before we get there, we've got this King of the Ring semi-final match. Xavier Woods taking on Jinder Mahal. And I know you and I were very concerned. Uh-oh, Jinder. They might put him in the final here.
Scary to think of.
Yeah. So, they have a competitive match for a bit. Jinder's hitting some power moves. He was actually looking okay here, for a Jinder match. He wasn't that bad. But he's also got Veer and Shanky on the outside trying to distract Woods. So that allows Jinder to hit the Colossus, and he makes the cover. But thankfully, Xavier grabs the bottom rope to break the pin up. And soon after that, he's able to get momentum and hit his tightrope elbow drop, get the 3 count. So Xavier Woods going to the finals. And the Colossus, one of the at one point one of the most protected moves in the company, and now fantastic Xavier Woods coming out there on the other side of the bracket. That's what we were hoping for. Yeah, they did the right thing. So you got Woods versus Balor. On the men's side, the King of the Ring has been booked fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
The match has got good time, and who knows who's gonna win. But backstage, we had Austin Theory getting interviewed when Reginald and the Gaggle come running by, and this pisses off Austin, so he challenges R-Truth. So he says okay, but then Truth gets on the mic, says sorry, I didn't accept it. Accept it for my friend. So Jeff Hardy comes out for another match to take on Theory, and Jeff tries to hit the Swanton Bomb, but Theory racks him on the ropes and then hits a modified TKO to get the win. And then afterwards, he takes a selfie with the fallen Jeff.
Gotta take a selfie with the fallen Jeff. I feel there was a commercial break in the middle of this one that really hampered that. But nice to see veterans working with young talent. You like seeing that.
Yeah, Theory's getting some wins here. Hopefully not too many more times against Jeff.
Because Jeff Hardy coming off of that streak of losses to Karrion Kross. Damian Priest, rather. And then he was kind of back and forth with Karrion Kross. What the hell is going on with Jeff?
Don't know. But Drew McIntyre and Big E team up one more time to see if they can get along this week to take on Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler. And early on, they're getting along. They're willingly tagging each other in and out here, working together. But Big E gets thrown into the steel steps, and then back in the ring, Roode and Ziggler hit this really cool double team famouser where Roode just launches Ziggler into the air, and he comes down, hits the famouser on Drew. But Drew kicks out of that. He fights back, tags in Big E, who hits the big ending, gets the pinfall. And then afterwards, Drew and Big E shake hands, but then they kind of get in each other's face, talk some trash.
And they stare down.
Yeah,
one of those classic, we know how this formula works in a tag match. We know how hot tags kind of follow in. We know we get certain pops at certain times. This was a solid, gotta say, down the middle match.
Yeah, I mean, at least they got along this week. They didn't. Clean finish.
Exactly.
I mean, after this, Mansoor takes on Cedric Alexander. And, it was short, but it was looking pretty good. Just two fast-paced guys, bunch of springboards. Mansoor hits a twisting neckbreaker and gets him the win. So, some momentum going into Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
And, his opponent afterwards, Mustafa Ali, comes out, insults him. Mansoor just finally tells him, shut the hell up. Promises to give him a beating down in Saudi.
I'm going to beat you in Saudi.
Yeah. No, he didn't say he's going to kill him.
Yeah, he's not going to kill him in Saudi. He's just going to beat him.
Speaking of, we get this promised no-holds-barred interview, which, I don't know, I guess that means they'll just ask you anything.
Now, this is Corey Graves' electric chair on steroids.
Yeah, no-holds-barred, but it was a split-screen interview, so they're not even in the same room. Maybe not even in the same city. Probably live via satellite. But yeah, Goldberg and Lashley, he just says, hey, don't touch my son. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to murder you. I'm going to cut your head off and burn you in hydrochloric acid, basically.
It was, well, I guess, because the match was no holds barred, so maybe the interview had to be no holds barred because of that.
But I mean, it wasn't that hard hitting.
It really wasn't.
Now, Goldberg,
they didn't.
when you were 17, you were drunk driving and hit a kid and got out of it. Tell us about that.
Did that actually happen?
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying that would have been something.
Well, that would have been something. It would have been Bill Goldberg. Tell us about the plane ride from hell. Any of these sorts of things.
Yeah. Did Macho Man really sleep with Stephanie McMahon, and that's why he was blacklisted?
Oh wow.
That's an urban legend.
Urban legend, eh?
That's it's out there. Anyways, RK Bro takes on the Street Profits. Just I don't even remember. Are they going to Raw, the Street Profits? Is this just a?
I won't know until tomorrow when
next week. Yeah.
Well, I think tomorrow is the season premiere.
Oh yeah, I guess October 22nd.
Yeah, I won't know until I'm watching SmackDown and I see somebody or I don't see somebody.
But get your pens ready. The sheet. I mean, they haven't even really established the rules of the Invitational and Quarterly and all that, but I don't know. We'll keep tabs, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm keeping track.
Yeah. Anyways, RK Bro, Street Profits, good tag team action here. Montez just doing his thing like he did on SmackDown, jumping around, flipping. But then Riddle takes a page out of Cesaro's book as he picks up Montez and just swings him around many times, but not quite Cesaro's. He did it like a gut wrench, but
yeah, it's more of a gut wrenchy, but yeah, it's still impressive.
Yeah, just spin. Everyone looking good here in this match. Randy Orton comes in. He goes on a roll, hits forward with the big hanging DDT, which just spikes him down. But then AJ Styles' music hits, but Omos is the one to come out on the ramp, which causes a diversion, and Styles appear from behind, hits Randy with a phenomenal forearm, causing the DQ, ruining what was pretty good tag match here.
No, it's pretty good, but when something's too good on TV, the chances that it's going to end in DQ just skyrocket.
Especially on Raw.
Yeah.
It's got like a... But anyways, afterwards, Omos gets in the ring, starts beating people up. He lifts him forward above his head, tosses him down, that's like falling off the roof of a house there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he hits his little roundhouse kick. He does that pretty well for a man of his size.
A man of his, to get that leg up there.
Yeah. Then we get Doudrop taking on Shayna Baszler in the Queen's Crown semifinal match. So, Doudrop, Shayna, Zelina Vega comes out to watch. She starts putting on the Queen gear, sits on the throne. So, once again, another short 2-minute, roughly match. Shayna just keeps going for the Kirifuda clutch. She's got Doudrop locked in, but she hangs in. She won't pass out. And eventually Doudrop just rolls backwards, and that's enough to hold Shayna down for the 3. Doudrop gets the win, is going to the finals to face Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Who had that in the bracket?
Who had that in their March Madness bracket? Yeah, way too short to be anything really as a whole, but I think the outcome was just the most surprising part, especially to see after Shayna got quick win last week, and we were just talking earlier about, seems like
she's breaking all those people's arms. She was going on a roll.
Yeah, well, certainly, an upset win. She had to Doudrop, credit to her, had to overcome probably the most legitimate fighter on the women's roster.
Yeah.
Other than Shayna Baszler kind of losing, or not really much to latch on to. So hopefully the final of the tournament, which is happening today, is good.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but come on, give them more than 2 minutes for the finals. Zelina Vega, Doudrop, that's an interesting matchup. I certainly didn't expect it.
And I sent you a screen capture of all of the Queen's Crown tournament match lengths.
Yeah, the total is like 12 minutes or something.
Yeah, there's not a single one above like 2:45.
Yeah. So if this match can go 6 or 7 minutes, it'll seem like 20.
Isn't it crazy that Daniel Bryan and Minoru Suzuki got like more than 2 times the amount of time that 8 women had in 6 different matches? This is just weird.
Yeah.
I don't book.
And the King of the Ring, the men's side didn't get this. Most of the matches were good or at least fair matches, 10 minutes.
Yeah, not hyped,
clearly.
not hyped, but at least 10 minutes each or something.
So it's just
bizarre.
Not equal treatment for a roster that deserves the treatment. Liv Morgan was knocked out in the first round, and she was the fan favorite to win it. But anyways, at the end of the day, I would give it to Vega because Doudrop, I don't know. I think Vega will play up the Queen gimmick a bit more.
Yeah, probably.
So let's do that. But anyways, Finn Balor taking on Mace here up next, who I guess a slightly different look here. He comes out with this leather jacket and rocking out, and I think he's wearing trunks now instead of pants.
Well, yeah, and no T-bar.
Yeah, no T-bar. But I also noticed during the match a graphical error. They accidentally put up the King of the Ring semifinal thing.
Oh, really?
Before they fought.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, Mace does okay. He gets some offense in, but eventually Balor just takes over, hits the shotgun dropkick into the coup de grace, gets the win. And Xavier, he was watching the whole match from the stage, wearing the cape, holding the scepter. So Balor goes up to him, Woods points the scepter at Balor, and Finn just grabs it, yanks him down. So Kofi has to come out and keep them from fighting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this should be a good final match in this tournament. The little ending, it added a little hype to this kind of culmination matchup. So at least we had that.
Yeah, Xavier, he's been petitioning for this King of the Ring thing, and Finn Balor called himself the Prince, so evolution to King, there you go. So they both got something going on.
Exactly. And Baron Corbin is far, far away.
Yeah. In between matches here, just a short thing. Apparently John Morrison's got this new gimmick. He just meditates and he's calm.
Yeah, he's doing a bit of a, kind of yoga guru type thing.
Yeah, what happened to the drip stuff, though? I thought that's what got
literally
him over.
because his obsession with material goods led him down the wrong path. And now, now he needs to let go of himself, let go of the possessions. And we still need the blow-off between him and Miz, right?
Yeah, I feel like, we haven't really had much of Miz at all.
He's doing Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, that's right. So
Yeah.
I guess he's doing well if he's still on the show, huh?
Exactly. Maybe they didn't think it'd be lasting this long for Mo, and they're like, "Shit, we need a new gimmick." Okay, you're yoga. Go.
Yoga. Yeah, bam. All right, though. Main event time. Charlotte Flair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. So there's a chance that the title will just stay on Raw. We won't have to worry about this stuff because Charlotte's going to SmackDown, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows? But let's have a good match here. Just a great athletic contest. Lots of gymnastics and bouncing, handsprings, moonsaults, all that fun stuff. At some point, don't know how it happened, but Charlotte got busted open on her chin or her lip. A little bit of blood there. Mm-hmm. The referee didn't even put his gloves on for it.
And I was wondering if the ref even noticed.
Yeah, maybe not. But anyway, she keeps fighting. Hits that tranquilo moonsault. And just going back and forth. Crowd chants, this is awesome. They saw Becky and Sasha have an amazing match on SmackDown. They were doing the same. It was keeping up. Charlotte hits a big spear, gets a near fall. Bianca fights back, hits a massive German suplex, which flips Charlotte all the way around, landing on her stomach. And then they fight their way up to the top rope. Bianca hits a big sunset bomb. Charlotte kicks out of that. So the crowd's on their feet. Match is going great. But Charlotte senses she's in trouble, so she just picks up a chair, nails Bianca, causes the disqualification. So, boo! We couldn't do what SmackDown did. And then afterwards, Bianca just drop kicks the chair into Charlotte's face and hits her with it. Bianca stands tall, but
we almost had two clean finishes. We almost had 2 clean finishes in these massive women's matches.
Yeah, I kind of thought, hey, maybe they'll just have Belair win, and then someone on SmackDown will win the other belt, and then they don't have to worry about switching.
But
didn't happen.
But no, yeah, and this ended up just being a fantastic main event. These are 2 of the best. These are 2 of the best.
Yeah.
So give them, the 18 minutes they deserve or whatever it is, and they will show you why they are the best. Or 2 of them.
Yeah. It was good. Yeah. DQ always unfortunate, but everything up to that point was great.
Yeah. It was fantastic. And that was your edition of Monday Night Raw before Saudi, baby.
Yeah. And I mean, Charlotte's not even booked there, so she's been involved in this whole feud, and it's kind of weird that her title's not on.
Yeah, but I guess that's the way it's got to be sometimes, I guess, or...
Yeah, whatever. Oh, well.
Oh,
they've got 2
well.
women's matches. Maybe that's their quota for the crown jewel.
Yeah, that's all they're allowed. They're like, if you want to use women, I don't know. Okay, we'll give you 2. We'll give you 2. Well, that was fantastic. That was Monday Night Raw. Let's move across. I guess we got one little bit of book or, kind of housekeeping details, Mike. Because I'm kind of lost on it, I gotta say. It's losing me as the weeks go on. I'll watch the Havoc. I will watch the Havoc. But until then, we have some NXT 2.0.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So
New champions in Carmelo Hayes. Old champions, literally, in Tommaso Ciampa. All leading to their Halloween Havoc, which I think is next Wednesday. Next Tuesday. Sorry, my mistake. And that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what this show was about. Just booking things, getting everything settled for that. Carmelo Hayes, new North American champ. Looks like Johnny Gargano's going to feud with him, or Dexter Loomis, one or the other. Because they kind of all have a little thing going on.
They have a little thing.
But, yeah. I don't know. So what do you want to do? You want to go over everything here, or just some stuff?
Whatever you would like. Whatever you would like. Johnny Gargano had the big promo, I guess, with Carmelo Hayes. Johnny Gargano playing the Dolph Ziggler role, new to the company, become a champion, and you fight Johnny Gargano.
Yeah. So his time may be numbered there, but yeah. Anyways, there was this Andre Chase guy. He had a bit of a fan section there. People wearing his Chase University shirt.
Chase U, eh?
Someone likes him, but anyways, Odyssey Jones beats him, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Poor guy. Yeah, like a comedy heel, and then you fall apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Imperium took on the Creed brothers, and I like these Creed brothers guys. They look real strong, heavy hitters, these amateur wrestler styles.
Mm-hmm.
But they get the win, but afterwards MSK come out and a bunch of guys run out, so still don't know when MSK are going to lose these titles and who.
I mean, I'm sure. I think they have a for the Havoc next week. They are participating in a spin the wheel match. Make the deal
Against Imperium?
against Imperium. So that could be the chance, or maybe that could be the chance for them to shine. I really don't know.
I don't know. I also don't know what Kyle O'Reilly's doing because, now he's best friends with this Von Wagner guy and doing this lumberjack thing. I don't know, hanging out in the forest, doing
working out in the
chin-ups
woods
on trees,
doing chin-ups on branches.
Yeah. So, and then at the end of the day, he's like, "Now let's do some 12-ounce curls," and he hands him a beer. So they're like, "Ha, whoa, you're out there, man, but I'm out there too. So let's do some damage."
I was gonna say, isn't Kyle O'Reilly famously diabetic?
Well, there's no sugar in beer.
Yeah, you can't drink beer. You can't drink beer if you're diabetic. I think that's a thing.
Why?
I don't know.
No sugar in beer.
I
unless
thought
you get
there.
the sugar.
I mean,
I don't know.
sugar beer.
I don't know. Well, he drank it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else? Cora Jade takes on Elektra Lopez, but Lopez just beats her. No, Cora Jade catches her with the inside cradle, gets the win. This young Cora Jade, the skateboarder.
Right. The Family Channel derby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we had this triple threat match where the winner gets to spin the wheel to decide what the stipulation will be at the tag title, women's tag title.
Okay.
So Io Shirai took on JC Jane and Persia Parada, and the match. Everyone's behind Io. The big scary moment when JC goes for a suicide dive, but then her feet just kind of catch on the ropes, and she just plummets down head first, hard to the floor. You could see Persia just immediately go check on her and talk to her, and I mean, they didn't really have much time because they get up, and right after she takes a springboard moonsault from Io, but that ends up being the last we see of JC Jane as we go to commercial, come back, and we're told that she's unable to continue. She's left the match.
Yikes.
So sucks for her, but hopefully she's all right. But this was a big moment for Persia. And I thought she held, this was supposed to be a triple threat, and all of a sudden she's got a big singles match here and hanging in there with someone like Io. And she did pretty good. Just kind of improvise, and Persia puts up a good fight, but eventually Io hits her moonsault, gets the win. And right after, she just goes up to the wheel, spins it around, which eventually lands on the Scareway to Hell ladder match. So triple threat ladder match next week. But I guess the question is, will JC Jane be able to compete?
And what really bugs me about that is that clearly it's Scareway to Heaven, but you can't do scaring in heaven, and then it's like hell. It's not, but Scareway to Hell is a very different phonetic thing than Highway to Hell. Like, it feels like it's just an extremely clumsy portmanteau, and I feel like they were so close to something good. And then Shawn Michaels gave up trying to think of a better one, and then they just put it on the air. So we got a Scareway to Hell match. And yeah, you're right. Hopefully JC Jane can feel better and all that stuff.
Yeah, we'll see. But the match itself should be a lot of fun. What?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Any other highlights? Any other highlights you got?
Yeah, there was this Ru Fang fella who takes on Tony D'Angelo, who is quickly becoming the most over guy in the building because the crowd just loves him. I mean, even though he's, I guess, supposed to be a heel, but he's just such a lovable, hey, what are you doing? Forget about it. And only a second match here, just short work, hits a Northern Lights suplex, bridges it over into a twisting perfect plex to get the easy win. And afterwards, they try to interview him in the ring, but he doesn't like the woman being so nosy, so just hands her some cash, says, here you go, sweetheart, go buy yourself something nice. Forget about it! And everyone loves him. Tony D'Angelo.
It'll be on a shirt pretty soon.
Yeah. I think there's a hockey player, Tony D'Angelo.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
But,
maybe it's this guy.
Maybe. There was this mysterious video package of this woman digging a grave, just kind of burying a bunch of I don't know. There was like a crutch, some WWE logo in there. She says affliction leads to reincarnation. So this could either be someone from the main roster coming back down or someone like Dakota Kai reinventing themselves. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, we haven't seen her since her match against Raquel.
Yeah, so... anyways, main event was Ciampa and Braun Breaker taking on Grizzled Young Vets because Ciampa and Braun are fighting for the title next week, so it's the old, can they get along? And, yeah, you know, they do the shtick, the forcing the tag behind each other's back, trying to one-up each other, and Breaker asks for a tag, and Ciampa just slaps him hard in the face to get him in, so that just pisses off Breaker, but he takes it out on the opponent, takes out 2 guys by himself, hits his big press power slam, gets a 3. Then him and Ciampa just kind of have a stare down to end the show. And that's the big question. Are they going to pull the trigger on this hot shot Braun Breaker? Give him the title next.
I mean, I think that's really the question on everybody's mind, right? Like, it's kind of hard to imagine right now Tommaso Ciampa taking out this undefeated monster. But it's all down, you know, it's all really down to how much do they want to commit to him this early. Mm-hmm. I guess that's kind of what it comes down to. I would think yes. I mean... Yeah,
it seems the direction they're going.
Like, you know, you have a new thing going on here. You have a new, you know, show. A whole new shtick. This new guy who you brought in immediately. And, you know... Maybe, you know, I mean, if Samoa Joe hadn't gotten hurt, maybe it was just going to be Samoa Joe putting this other guy over. But it ended up being going to be Tommaso Ciampa putting this guy over. I think Braun Breaker is going to be our NXT champion by this time next week.
Yeah, I would place my money on him.
Yeah, and that was the wrestling week.
That was it.
That was it. A lot of good stuff there. A lot of good stuff there. Let's finish off the show. The only way that we know how to, which is by giving you a wrestler of the week.
With the wrestler of the week, of the week, wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week, the wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week, wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week, the wrestler of the week.
Mike, who stood out for you? Who stood out for you this week?
It was a tough week. I think it all comes down to that Friday night. You know, both shows put on some great matches there. But at the end of the day, you know, when you don't know what to do, you can always fall back on Mr. Bryan Danielson. So I'll give it to him. The American Dragon.
Yeah, I like that they have that little dragon logo in the background there. I guess WWE doesn't have that name trademarked.
Yeah, they never really did that.
And for me, Wrestler of the Week, you're right. This week really came down to Friday night, whether it be that fantastic women's match or the, like you said, the Bryan Danielson, Minoru Suzuki match. Mike, I'm going the same show, same match, other opponents. That's right. Minoru Suzuki, I'm going to give my Wrestler of the Week more sort of compiling over this past month, ever since he came over to North America from at All Out, surprising everybody. The fans have had a lot of fun with him. He has been both, he was on GCW. I saw that match with Joni Janela. It's up there for free. He was tagging with Lance Archer against Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley along in, kind of American New Japan stuff. The guy's just been having a run here in North America, and since I don't know when it's going to end, I would be remiss if I didn't award him such an award for at least what he's done over this past month. So for that reason, Minoru Suzuki, you're the Wrestler of the Week.
Yeah, sounds good.
And that is all the time we have for the show this week. Thanks for listening, folks. Remember, you can listen to the show everywhere. Give us a thumbs up, a like if you want. And hey, be sure to check out Crown Jewel, because it's happening as we are recording this. It is happening. So we don't even need to talk about it. I'd be worried if I pull up the Wikipedia page, I'd see the results. So I don't even want to. I don't even want to tempt it.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll cover it all next week when everything's said and done, and who's alive and who's been murdered.
And for all we know, we could have a brand new WWE and a brand new Universal Champion. I sure as hell hope we don't. Thanks for listening, folks. Mike, take care of yourself.
Yes. Enjoy the week.